You know, I have a talk show called EverTalk Live. Normally we're in the studio. Well, tonight, of course, we are safer at home. And although the setting has changed, I can promise you my mission is still the same, and that is to inspire, to empower, and of course, entertain. And tonight I have an interview with a very special guest who is healing mind, body, and spirit from home. She's Renata Naam, or Renata Spirinello, actually, the co-founder of Naam LA and the director of Root Light. Hi. But I was just telling people who are tuning in about your class yesterday and how it truly transformed my day and my mindset. It was the first time I'd ever done breath work, but you truly led from the heart. Thank you.
Thank you for being there. Thank you for having me here today. I'm so grateful to have, this opportunity to share a little bit of, what I know that can, by the grace of God, help and support anybody, all the viewers here today.
So tell us a little bit about what Naam is and your mission with Naam.
Okay, Naam literally means the power of the word. Okay, so it means that we use sound vibration to help change any problem that you have, from mental situations to emotional distress to physical disease and ailments. So our mission is to support the world to get better in all levels, because we believe that just taking care of your physical body is not enough. Like, going to the gym is not enough. Just going to the psychologist or a therapist is not enough. Just taking care of your emotions is not enough. It's trying to kind of work in all the levels, in your mind, in your emotions, and in your physical body.
And while I know that to be true, I have to admit, I was so busy before all of this that I was like, yeah, I've got that covered. I meditated. That was enough. And I wasn't fully focused on anything that I was doing, whether it was being present and actually, focusing on my mental health, or being present and focusing on my physical well-being or my emotional well-being, and being stuck with myself at home. Now more than ever, that mirror is like held up to my soul. And I saw it yesterday when I was doing the breath work with you.
Yes, no, so it's like, in a way, like whatever is happening right now, it's causing us to face ourselves. And different things has happened with different people in different times, but somehow there is a need of a collective consciousness for everybody to be tuning into themselves and realize that we're all interconnected. So Dr. Levy, the founder of Naam, that is like the head of this organization and this vision, constantly share with us. And I think that in his coming speeches, and he's giving little lives here, or sometimes like through Naam, we're having a master class. He explains that it's like humankind is like a chain, and this chain has all these links. So it doesn't matter how someone is super illuminated and super strong physically and have everything together, which is not everybody has it all.
I can but imagine like it.
Yes,
for sure.
So the idea is that, like, if we're a chain, it doesn't matter that there is like maybe 80%, even 99% of the chain would be strong. If there is one link that is not strong, this chain is going to break it. So this situation, this virus, this actual platform to growth is allowing us to realize that because we are interconnected, we need each other. We need to work with each other. Even though there is the distance, the physical distance, we need to kind of like face ourselves, so then we can also connect with our family, our loved ones in a different way, and understand now that when they're spending a lot of time together. So there are people that are a lot of people together, families, like I have my Mexican clients, there are 6, 7 in one house. Others that are alone, completely by themselves. Other has, emotional support of a pet. Doesn't matter how. Even a friend of mine from England, I was talking yesterday, she's like, we have like her family's in Spain, in different parts of Spain, and then she's in England, and then the sister got upset because they didn't want to see all of the coronavirus things that she was sending. And I said, listen, right now is the time for us to be united, not to separate. This is your sister. She's always been this way. You're this way. Your father's this way. So like, let's accept how we are and then support each other. So this is the great pause that allows us to face this.
Completely. I was reading an interesting article the other day that really put a perspective on it, that this is the most isolating thing that any of us has ever done. And collectively, the entire world almost, we're doing it at the same time for the greater good of mankind. And, you know, my heart goes out to the people who are suffering from coronavirus, who have family members and friends and loved ones. And so many of us won't ever even know these people, but the sacrifices we're making in our businesses and our personal lives to stay at home are sacrifices we're making for those people, for those lives. And it's such a beautiful opportunity for not only humanity to heal, but I feel like the world itself to
completely heal. It's a chance. Like, so there's two ways of seeing this situation, right? Like as a victim and someone that just doesn't want to deal with it, or someone that is contributing positively to it. And contributing positively can be like being responsible of how you're interacting with other people, either because you have to go out, or asking, praying for other people, because that's a way to contribute. So understanding there is a vastness of how to act, and that it's not like that you need to be hands-on or you need to be completely isolated. There is a middle path that we can do something. And also by working on ourselves, yes, physically it's good, but also working on our emotions, understanding the interconnectedness and all of that.
Exactly. And I think it's so important for people to recognize that some of the best ways we can take care of our loved ones or our neighbors is to take care of ourselves, to really use this time to heal our minds, our bodies, and our spirits. And I know yesterday, even during the class, when we were doing breath work, you were really talking about how that can strengthen our lungs. And I didn't even think about that as a way of kind of warding off what's happening right now.
Yes.
Can you share with us a little bit about that?
For sure. Like, it's very simple because people don't often think of the lungs. People, like when I say, like, you need to learn to breathe. And it's like, I know how to breathe. I'm breathing. Look, I'm breathing. But there are thousands of ways of breathing. You can breathe in through your nose, exhale through the mouth. You can inhale mouth, exhale nose. You can inhale left, exhale right. You can inhale mouth, exhale left. So there's thousands of different combinations, and each combination works in different parts of the body. The way we're doing now, especially recently now, we're working a lot in the upper part of the lungs, because normally people have a very shallow breath. They're breathing just for survival. So it's not a conscious breathing, it's automatic breathing. So your body is breathing for you, right? Instead of you like, now I'm going to breathe. Now I'm going to exhale. So to kind of like bring that consciousness into the action of breathing. So one rule that is very important, I don't know if I remember I said it yesterday, is like the mind always follows the breath. The mind follows the breath. So if I'm breathing like this unconsciously because I'm anxious, or I'm, and you're holding your breath in, and there is completely irregularity in your breath, your mind is following that pattern. So if the pattern is in despair, is like completely out of balance, it is erratic, your mind is going to follow that pattern. And then you lose control of your life, because now you're like victim of, these emotions, because that adds into what you're feeling. Tomorrow is the full moon, and people get over emotional.
Yes, completely.
A lot of people are emotional today.
Well, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I was talking to my best friend and my roommate, and she was like, today is a day. And I said, I feel it. It must be a full moon. Sure enough.
Yes, it's tomorrow, but you start to feel it already, because
so powerful. But it's also interesting to talk about kind of that space of living from the mind, because I am afraid right now. I'm afraid of what's happening. Although, I try and focus on the peace and the healing. I have to be honest, it is very scary. And to not admit that would be lying to myself or to anyone watching. So how do we get out of that fear and drop back into our hearts so we can live out of a place of love? Because I don't want to be so fear driven, but it feels impossible, whether that's the full moon or coronavirus.
Yes. Well, there is a combination of things. Besides those two external things, there is also, and this is a little bit more in depth that we can maybe talk in a different time, but every day of the week is ruled by a planet, and that planet is the day. Like, let's say if you're born on a Saturday, we can look it up after which day you're born. So there are certain energies during the week that it causes people to be more fearful. Saturday is one of them. Yes. So besides all of the external factor, if this is a fear that is just right now, then maybe it's like, maybe it's temporary, maybe it's in your Saturn period, which is the 52 days before your birthday. This is a whole science besides the breath work that we have in Naam.
You are a genius.
That is a magic, it's a magic thing because it's kind of a forecast for your life. So you're not like the same way everybody can check on the moon, you should check, or women check on their periods. When they're going to get their periods, you can check in which period you are. You can check on the day of the day of the week you're born. So then you kind of understanding more about yourself, then you're not ruled by this fear, because perhaps you were born on a Saturday or in a day that adds to 8 by any chance.
A day that what?
That adds to 8. Which day were you born? Number?
June 1st.
Okay, 1st. Oh, so it's perfect for you to be in front of the camera, but it's nothing to do with the fear. Yeah, because at first is the sun, and the sun is about shining, like this is shining in you and shining in here me. But anyway, so go back to the fear. There are a few techniques that we can teach you. So there's many factors that causes someone to be fearful, either because of the planetary vibrations that rule over them, or external things. Temporary sometimes is like people are kind of fearful. It's kind of their character to be fearful. But one thing in regards to this actual situation, that is my advice, number one, and it's not even advice, this is on the scriptures. Divine scripture says that everything shall pass. So the same way when you look at yourself in the mirror and then you see that how you are now, and then you look at a picture that maybe your parents are sending to you. My parents keep now, they're going through things, I think, and they're sending pictures.
All the flashback photos, for sure.
Yes. So then you're like, oh my gosh, my hair looked this way. Oh my this, oh my whatever. You start looking back. And then one thing that is a constant is what? Change. Everything is changing all the time. You're not the same, like maybe even a week ago, or like a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago. So that the universe is telling us that there is a constant, and that constant is change. As kind of like paradox it is, like there is a constant, and the constant is change.
Like a fine wine, not a fine wine. I'm aging for the better.
Yes,
mind, body, and spirit.
Exactly. So then, if you think like that only for the better, it depends only in your mind, because the mind is basically creating your reality all day long. So if you're able to work with breath, with sound vibration, which is Naam, or both of them combined, then you're able to continuously co-create your reality, because you're now not a victim of the circumstances, you're a co-creator of circumstances. And that's a huge difference between one and the other. One is that you're living automatically, you don't know about anything, you're completely unconscious, and you're maybe, not you, but you know, like if someone is complaining all the time, they're in pain all the time, they're continuously in a negative relationship experience. So they're like a pattern, and the pattern continues to repeat, because the pattern is a pattern. It continues to repeat until you break the pattern. Everybody must be wondering, why, how can I do this? Number one, it depends on your willpower. It's like you make up your mind and you wake up today and say like, I'm done. I don't want to feel any more fear. Because some people are feeling pain. They are feeling like they're suffering, but they're comfortable in that pain. I'm sorry to be direct, but that's the truth.
Or I find that they're just not even acknowledging it. They're just simply distracting themselves. I keep seeing all these memes,
that's
right?
True.
And they're saying, if you don't learn a new language or find a new hobby or build a business in this 30 days, well, then it wasn't a problem of time, it was a problem of discipline. And part of me kind of disagrees a little bit with that, because if we're not allowing ourselves to experience it,
you're completely right.
Choose the pain, but we don't have to not acknowledge it.
No, you're completely right. You're completely right, because that's what I was talking to a New Yorker client today, and I was like, one of the things that I think that it's happening in New York, that how do you stop that city? I live in New York for 12 years and I know that pace, you know, like I still kind of carry a little bit of that pace. And so how do you stop? Like it's something so drastic to stop for a long period of times, because I lived there during the towers, blackouts, different things that stopped it temporarily. But to stop at the level that it is right now, so it allows people to actually have the time to face themselves, like you're saying in the beginning. Yeah. So to go back to the fear and then help, the audience find a solution for that, is to work with the breath. So knowing that the mind always follows the breath, then you create a pattern of breathing. And it's so simple, because it's just kind of like you have a schedule to exercise. You're going to schedule yourself to breathe consciously. And then the same way you get your biceps nice and strong because you're training it every week, you're going to do the same with your mind through the breath. But it needs to have a continuous like pattern. And we call it spiritual hygiene.
Ooh, I like
spiritual
that.
hygiene, because it's good to wash your hair, shower, put perfume, but you need to wash your emotions. You need to wash your mind and all the thoughts. So you need that spiritual hygiene so that you can continuously, like when you clean, it's like when you're cleaning like a glass table.
Right.
And then the sun is shining on it, you just clean it and you look at it, oh no, there is something else. You have to go back and clean it again. And then you go, oh no, there is something else. So when you start cleaning, more things come to the surface, and then you're able to refine more and more and more and more and more. So creating a routine to breathe the same way you brush your teeth, the same way you shower, something that you do it every day. Okay. So
and
that's
now
the number
we have
one.
the time.
Huh?
I said, now we have the time.
Exactly. We always had the time, the things that people don't prioritize until they're in big trouble. And this is actually the tragedy of life, is when you have to go through so low to start taking care of the most basics, which is like your own personal health. And decide that the greatest of all wealth is your health. And your health is not just having a beautiful body, it's having a clean mind, like an emotion that is balanced. And the way that the universe it causes things to be is that sometimes people have to get very, very, very sick to start being compassionate. Somebody has to be like very, very like in a tragic situation to be able to start giving. So there is a lot of things that the universe creates to balance everything out. And now we're having this opportunity, so let's not miss it.
No, let's not miss it at all. I know you're teaching some great classes online right now.
Yes.
Can you share with everybody where that they can find you virtually?
Yes. Well, they can always DM me here on Instagram, which will be the easiest. Otherwise, they can go into the NYLA, so it's Nam Yoga LA, all like the capitals, .namyoga.com. And we have all the online classes, not only my classes, but our entire, an amazing group of teachers that have classes there. We have a special class during the month of April that is called Sukshma Vyayama, and is a 2-hour breath practice that you do in standing. It literally works from the top of your head all the way down to your big toes. Literally, like you go like, you start brain, eyes, mouth, ears, neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists, hands. You go down into the belly, hips, knees, ankles, like literally it takes 2 hours.
Wow.
And yes, it's very, very, and you get super high because I'm sure you felt a little bit yesterday. It's very, very powerful. Actually, I'm teaching live. So we teach live one day. The next day is recorded. So people that, like need to do, because we work with the world, we have, tonight at 10 p.m., my Austrian and German students are starting the class that was taught yesterday because they are, with the 9 hours difference. So we create this in a way that we make it possible for those to be live and other that needs to be recorded. So tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific, for those, if there's anybody watching that is not from LA, it's this class, and I'll be happy to, share the link. But I want to make sure that I give you a breath for people to experience it, because there is no way that you can ever understand what I'm talking without having the breath experience. And it's a very, very, very simple breath. So the first thing the person will do, so we have whoever is here. I have some Mexicans, my Monica that I see here online.
Hola.
Yeah, hola. She's amazing. She's an amazing lawyer, actually. You're going to place your hands in what we call the middle pillar. And it's kind of in front of your heart, like a little low. So I'm putting my hands a little higher, but it's kind of like in the solar plexus area. And you're going to take the breath in, and you're going to hold the breath in, and you're going to exhale the breath. So it's kind of like you go up, flat, down. And in your mind, you can there's 3 ways of doing. You can either count to 5. You can recite a prayer of your liking, or what we suggest is to do the love, peace, and light prayer. And the love, peace, and light prayer is what we did at the end of the class. Yes?
I love that.
I'm going to guide everyone, and I will try to do fast, but just measure the way you're breathing. Because when I say take a deep breath, people do, and then it lasts 1 second. So if I say we're gonna breathe in for love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right. So it's gonna take it takes about like maybe 10 seconds or 8 seconds to just inhale. So you have to pace yourself not to feel full within a second. Okay, then you're gonna hold the breath, which means that you're containing the air in you. The air you just took, you hold. You do not exhale. Nothing through the nose, nothing through the mouth. You just kind of like let it in. Then you start exhaling. When I say exhale, don't do, and then everything is out. You have to get paced exhale. So it causes your nervous system to balance out, and then it just calms you. Okay. So everyone copy that you're not taking fast breath, you're not exhaling super fast, and then you're just kind of focusing on the prayer.
Okay.
So I invite everybody to close their eyes.
All right, Simo, Edgar, I see you watching. Close your eyes, Sherry. We're doing this.
We have Ale también, also from Mexico. So keep your spine straight, your shoulders relaxed. And then first thing is exhale. Let all the air out of you. Exhale fully, 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 fully. Empty yourself completely. And then slowly start inhaling as I will recite the prayer. Love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Hold the breath. Hold in there. Peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Very slowly start exhaling. Light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe. One more round, slowly inhaling. Love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Hold the breath. Peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Very slowly, exhaling, light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe. Then inhale, raise your hands up, stretch, and then exhale. All right.
Oh, light and love all around. Thank you for that.
I'm so glad. So glad. This is just a couple of repetitions. So people can do this like for 3 minutes. They can do 5 minutes. If they do 3 minutes, they can do maybe 3 times a day. And really you can do any moment, because what I experienced now, I'm kind of like finding the balance, because when you become very spiritual, you're having your own thing plus everybody else's things. Like you pick up more on people's energy, right? And but I had moments, and I think in the first week, that I was completely fine. Like now I'm completely happy. I'm talking to you, and then out of nowhere, I would feel like kind of this energy, and then I would get like anxious. And I was like, hold on a second. Like I'm fine. Like everything is okay. I have no reason. Go back to my breath, and then I realized that it happened a couple of times. And so whenever that happened, because it's kind of like it's out of nowhere, it's out of the blue, it comes far left, you just have to sit and then breathe and then know that everything is going to be all right. Why? Because everything shall pass.
That is so beautiful. Or we can also do that while we wash our hands instead of singing happy birthday.
Yes.
Light above me, light below me. Yes. Wash up and pray at the same time. Well, thank you so much. Please remind everybody where they can find and follow you.
Yes. So for Instagram is Renata Naam with double A. And then also I would love to invite people to follow Dr. Levry's dr.levry, Levry. He's the founder. There's a lot of videos and information there on his Instagram. And then for NaamLA, is NaamLA, but if you want to go into the website, is nyla.naamyoga.com. And please direct message me if you have any questions, and we can share the prayer with you. Anything that we can help to support your process to be, uplifted and be balanced during this unstable times.
Well, thank you so much. I so appreciate you. And I look forward to that 2-hour breathwork class.
Yes. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'll send you a link.
Stay well.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
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 was a special edition of EverTalk Live. Of course, the whole interview will be streaming on demand on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app. And just to remind you how much conversation matters, how much community matters, and we need more of what matters. I'm sending you all my love and my light. Thank you. Remember, we're #EverTogether. I'll see you soon.